You won't believe which Hollywood legends nearly drove Al Pacino up the wall. We're talking behind-the-scenes drama so wild, it makes the movies look tame. Who left him fuming in the shadows? Who almost sparked a Cold War on set? And which famous face got told to set fire to the library? Trust me, if you thought the drama stopped when the director yelled cut, you're about to get your mind blown. Let's dive in, because these are the 7 actors who pushed one of cinema's greatest legends to his breaking point. And honestly, some of these feuds might just change how you watch your favorite movies. First up, let's talk about the Kingpin himself. No, not in the movies. Marlon Brando in real life. Everyone knows The Godfather was legendary, but what most folks don't realize is that things on set were anything but family-friendly. Pacino, just starting to make his mark, got paired with Brando, the king of unpredictable acting. Sounds cool, right? Except, Brando would show up and just do whatever he wanted. Change lines. Go off script. Make scenes into chaos. For a young Pacino trying to prove himself, it wasn't inspiration, it was a minefield. Imagine you're trying to nail a job interview and the boss is juggling chainsaws next to you. No heads up, no warning, just chaos. And it gets messy. When Oscar season rolled around, Brando got nominated for lead actor, but Pacino, despite carrying the whole story, was listed as supporting. Ouch. Pacino was so ticked, he boycotted the Oscars. Rumors swirled that he blamed Brando, not the Academy. Brando, being Brando, didn't even bother with the drama, he sent someone else to refuse the award for him. Years later, Pacino downplayed it. I wasn't upset, come on. But anyone who watched knew the air was ice cold. They'd never share a real scene again after The Godfather. Both legends. Both stubborn. And neither willing to bend. Maybe not an all-out feud, but definitely a missed connection. Like 2 trains on parallel tracks, close, but never meeting again. Alright, next on the list, Leonardo DiCaprio. Picture this, DiCaprio rolls onto set with notebooks, researchers, and enough prep to make your college finals look lazy. Pacino? He just trusts his gut. He walks on set, feels it out, and bam, magic. So, when DiCaprio showed up on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood treating acting like rocket science, Pacino just didn't get it. The two never even shared a scene, but their styles crashed like 2 waves going in opposite directions. Crew members said the set split into Team Leo and Team Al. One obsessed with details, the other with instinct. It all came to a head during a table read. Leo launched into a lecture about old Hollywood studio politics, and Pacino just leaned back, let the silence hang, and said, "Hey, the research department's down the hall." The room laughed, but you could feel the tension. Leo was crushed, his idol just brushed him off. He grew up watching Pacino, and now he felt like an outsider. Even after filming, the chill stuck around. But here's the plot twist, years later, the two were spotted having lunch together, just laughing it off. No press, no PR, just 2 guys realizing maybe they're not so different after all. Sure, they won't ever be best buds, but the beef? Looks like it's off the menu. Let's move on to number 3, Tom Cruise. Now, Tom is famous for his insane dedication, studying, training, prepping until everything is locked and loaded. Pacino, though? He wants to throw the script out the window and see what happens. On Collateral, they clashed from day one. Cruz was ready with his binder of research, Pacino wanted to feel it in the moment. During a rehearsal, Pacino interrupted Cruz's detailed breakdown and said, "I don't need to know where the character went to kindergarten, I want to know what he feels right now." That line? It echoed around the whole shoot. Pacino even tried to improvise, hoping Cruz would follow his lead. Nope, Tom stuck to the plan. Pacino told the director, "At some point, you've got to set fire to the library." In the end, Pacino left the project, and Jamie Foxx took his place. Cruz and Pacino never teamed up again. Was it personal? Not really. Just 2 superstars who saw the world totally differently. Sometimes, that's all it takes. Ready for a twist? Number 4, Kevin Spacey. On Glengarry Glen Ross, Spacey brought his chess master energy, analyzing, marking scripts, planning every move. Pacino hated it. He wants mess, not perfection. During a big scene, Spacey nailed his lines, but Pacino wasn't impressed. He turned and said, "He's not acting. He's demonstrating acting." Ouch. Spacey didn't clap back publicly, but privately, he thought Pacino was all chaos, no control. The two never worked together again, and honestly, nobody expected them to. And it keeps going. Dustin Hoffman and Pacino, two acting giants, were supposed to team up for a 1970s film about the Attica prison riot. Should have been legendary, right? Instead, it was a disaster. Hoffman showed up with folders of research. Pacino wanted to dive straight into the emotion. Pacino finally snapped, "We're not doing autopsies here, we're trying to bring something to life." When Hoffman kept stopping rehearsals to analyze every line, Pacino lost it. "At some point, you've got to stop building the violin and play the damn music." That was the end. The project collapsed. They never acted together. Even after all these years, they've never really spoken kindly about each other. The Cold War of acting, still going strong. Now, this next one is wild. Jared Leto and Pacino on the set of House of Gucci, a master class in opposites. Leto is infamous for getting lost in his characters, prosthetics, accents, staying in role 24/7. First day, he greets Pacino as Papa, and Pacino just stares, not realizing it's him under the makeup. When he found out, he looked at Leto like he'd seen a ghost. As filming went on, Leto wouldn't break character, even when the cameras stopped. Pacino finally turned to the director and said, "Tell the kid the scene's over. He can come back now." Leto saw his process as art. Pacino just wanted to get the job done, no circus required. They kept it professional, but it was tense, two Oscar winners, two totally different universes. Last, but definitely not least, Johnny Depp. Their chemistry in Donnie Brasco was off the charts, but behind the scenes? Total clash. Pacino acts from the inside out, emotion first, everything else follows. Depp was deep in his quirky phase, building characters from the outside, accents, costumes, physical tics. One day during a big scene, Pacino turned to Depp and said, "Where are you right now? You're not here with me." The set went dead silent. The tension was real. Depp later joked Pacino was certifiably insane. Pacino shot back, "You're pretty weird yourself." That was as close as they ever got to peace. So, what's the real story? Was Pacino just hard to please, or was he a genius who couldn't stand fake acting? Honestly, it's all about approach. For Pacino, acting is messy, raw, unpredictable. He wants you to feel it, not just fake it. And when he runs into actors who treat it like science, scripts, research, perfect technique, he just can't connect. Not because he hates them as people, but because their way of working feels like a different language. But here's the kicker, these feuds didn't happen because of ego. They happened because everyone on this list is insanely good at what they do. Sometimes, two brilliant people just can't see eye to eye. And that's what makes the stories behind the camera just as juicy as what ends up on screen. So, next time you're watching one of these iconic movies, remember, the real drama wasn't always in the script. Sometimes, it was just off camera, between two legends, each fighting for their own kind of truth. If you loved hearing about the real Hollywood fireworks, hit that like button, drop your wildest guess for the next legendary feud in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Because in this world, the best stories aren't always the ones they want you to see. See you in the next one.